The second issue of Blox Bulletin just dropped, packed with secret surprises and major updates straight from the developers. If you thought the first bulletin was crazy, wait till you hear what's in this one. From a high-stakes haste to a mysterious new experiment, there is a lot to unpack, so let's break it all down. First up, we have a crazy story straight out of a movie. Gate and Forge, the infamous duo, has struck again. This time, they pulled off a flawless heist at a public auction, stealing a one-of-a-kind experimental vehicle. Witnesses say Gate used his portal to snatch the prize, and Forge built massive structures to block security. They left behind a full-on maze and vanished before anyone could react. Now here is where it gets interesting. This vehicle isn't considered dangerous, but it clearly is valuable. Could this mean we'll see vehicles in the game soon? And what's next for Gate and Forge? Let me know your theories in the comments, but I have few theories in my mind that I do want to share right now. If you look at this image closely, it said that they created like towers out of thin air. The only thing or fruit that can do that is barrier fruit. So looking at it without noticing that they actually have the barrier rework thingy, I actually realized that this is going to be barrier rework, and the other guy is definitely using portal, because if this is not portal, I don't know what is. And this thing, it looks like the next barrier update will allow you to coat your hockey onto the barrier attacks, which looks really cool because it looks like it's customizable. You can use red hockey with a white hockey, which is probably my favorite one, or whatever you want with it, and that is crazy in itself. But this leads towards a barrier rework, and if you look at here, the falcon and barrier are works in progress as well, so definitely it confirms that barrier is getting reworked. That's not all, I have another theory. The name Gate and Forge, they're not just random names, they actually serve a purpose. The gate is basically this thing, the Tiki outpost, or maybe the gate is the person's name because he is an escape artist with portal fruit, so he made his way to Tiki. And this guy, I think this guy might be the Forge. Does he look suspicious to you? To me, he totally does look suspicious. Now, if you notice at the text, they say that the vehicle parts are very expensive, and this guy, I don't know, he's building something. He's building a submarine, so he definitely needs some rare parts. So I guess he is Forge and he's making this thing. And there is another reason why I suspect it's this, which is stated at the end of the article, which is related to the boss fight. They said that the boss would be added, and this is the place they would add the boss. And if this is going to be Forged with barrier fruit, then you can expect that this guy is going to be Gate with portal fruit. Maybe that's the only explanation, or maybe he's going to be Forge himself using barrier fruit. Originally planned but postponed it due to major bugs, no release planned anytime soon. They're working on expanding the 4-slot limit and possibly introducing a dedicated trading hub. Instead of just awakening old fruits, the devs are doing full reworks, making them feel modern from the start. For example, the dragon rework or the Grafty's upcoming rework. It is on their list, but they haven't started it yet. Expect some major changes in the future though. The devs are carefully balancing nostalgia with the new features like puzzles and side missions. A roadmap is coming later this year. Yes, they have fixed their workflow, so we will see more small updates in between big ones. Now this is where things get really interesting. Remember the scientist who introduced Fruit Awakening, this elephant guy?
Huh?
He has been working on something new, something beyond awakening. Sources say he's pushing fruits past their natural limits, but how? What process do players need to go through, and what happens if something goes wrong? Could this be new way to enhance fruits? Maybe a second evolution past awakening? The possibilities are insane, so let's hear your thoughts in the comments. Personally, I think this is not something major, but why would they put something that is not important? And the reason I think it's not major is because of this thing. And if you breed this thing, these are basically two identical things. And why would they put two things in two different spots? Like same thing in two different spots. So that kinda is like scary. But I don't know, maybe I could be entirely wrong. And I hope I am wrong. Maybe the fruit awakening things are improved. It's not just bunch of endless raid and suffering for 10 minutes straight to get 1000 frags, or your one skill awaken, not even that sometime because you need frags before it, so it's so frustrating. So hopefully they do something about it. Blox Fruits players are crazy creative, and the devs are showcasing some of the best fan-made chromatic skins. And check these out: Ice Age, Terror T-Rex, Midnight, Spectrum, and Rainbow. Well, not my personal favorite, but I guess some of you guys would love to see this. Infernal Soul, and so many more. While these aren't being added just yet, the creators will get a reward and a copy of their skin when it does release. So, which one is your favorite? Let me know. All of these are really good, in my opinion. Okay, last but not least, the devs have left us with final tease. They mentioned having some extra space on Tiki Outpost and suggested that they are going to be adding a new boss fight. They could add, it's not a guarantee. What kind of boss could this be? Something tied to the new scientist experiment maybe, or maybe totally unique anime. Either way, I'm really hyped. I've told you what I think this is. If you don't know, watch the first section. I think the boss would be related to Forge and Gate. Honestly, when it comes to the boss fight, I'm thinking maybe this boss will have some accessory drops? I don't know, maybe. Or could it be a new weapon? Because I really want to see what they would do after they have released the new meta sword, which is really OP. And I think my next video is going to be with that sword. So if you guys are excited, please subscribe. And I'm really hyped for what this new awakening thing will bring to our table. Like this falcon, I really want to see what this will bring to us, because this is a beast type fruit, and this is the only beast that is cheap. Other beasts are insanely overpowered. All the beasts are insanely overpowered. Like elementals are there, but none of them are crazy as beasts. Beasts are like leading, and this is a cheap beast, so I want to see what this brings to our table. And falcon, we have already seen the hints of barrier, and it looks kind of good. I feel like it's gonna be more ranged base, and there is my theory. I think barrier might counter gravity's range, and gravity might counter dragon's range. And what I mean by that is that, you know how dragon goes to the sky and like, you know, uses his sea move. Maybe gravity has its own sea that will shower big AoE meteors down, and maybe dragon cannot fly and is getting constantly attacked by those meteors, and it's a lot of damage. And maybe barrier has a shield that covers, like, maybe, you know, the top of the player, or maybe the whole player itself, giving them the shield, because it is a barrier fruit and it is related to One Piece, and One Piece barrier fruit does actually do that, which is actually overpowered. Not even Shanks was able to beat that. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe, because this helps out the channel and the video a lot. So your support means a lot to me. Take care and bye-bye.